Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, just continuing Ryuki's route. So, yeah, I think did we just start the new LY wedding collection chapter? I think we might have. We're in that chapter. I think we just started it. Anyway, a few days later, I was back at the Cupid Core office looking at my phone. It looks like you're in the subway, but sure. Specifically, I was doing my daily hashtag Cupid check. Let's see what people are talking about today. G floated up to my shoulder and took a peek at my phone. Hold on. God damn. You'd think when I was putting my headset on, I would like tuck my hair out of I just have all these flyaways, and they were just like not underneath my headset, so then they're sticking, and I could just see them in my peripheral vision. It was driving me bonkers. Sorry. He seemed to enjoy helping me browse through my go-to social media source. Oh, that's Instagram person. I met someone through Cupid Core and we went to the movies together and had so much fun. Hashtag Cupid. Cupid Core seems better than all those others, but I still haven't found someone. Getting married is such a pain. Hashtag Cupid. The hashtag let me see how people were feeling about us, but then a certain post caught my attention. Wow. Iinn just announced a bridal collection. I don't care what it takes. I will be wearing that at my wedding. It's probably Bob, but anyway. Hashtag Cupid. 570 likes. Huh? A bridal collection? I checked the post, which had a link to the official Iinn website. Front and center was the announcement. They'd be offering a line of bridal clothes, and they even had a picture of a row of tuxedos. Well, like, isn't that weird timing? Oh! Oh no, it's Miss Andy Dawn. Well, up next is fashion news. Miss Andy Dawn sounds like whatever, because Iinn presented its first bridal collection and is a big topic on social media. Raoul Aconite was appointed as the model, and expectations for future collections are building up. Oh my god, please. What the fuck? I want to see Raoul in these. I know it's not his route, but I need to see him in these clothes. I love him so much. Our dumb himbo. I mean, that's just wow. Wow, is this your apartment? That's your dog bed. I was like, look at that that's a mini couch. Oh my god, your apartment is awesome. Ryuki, get the fuck out of the way. I need to see the rest of this. Holy shit, that's so cool. There is so much fucking wallpaper in this motherfucking place. It literally looks like a wallpaper store, and I'm not mad about it. Holy crap. I like how he's got like the fucking color chart. The only art on his wall. Doesn't matter. Oh my god. Well, aside from the one in the back there. You're kidding me. Even after showing her my tuxedo designs, grandmother said she had no interest in entering the bridal market. So that's how bad my designs were. I need to become a designer that she can be proud of. Oh, look, he looks so sad! I bet you anything she stole his designs. He's gonna be like, this looks exactly like my design, Grandma. What are you doing? Does that mean my sister was right? Sister! That I really do need to get married? But... Oh, sorry, I clicked, but... As I got off the train and headed for the office, I couldn't stop thinking about Iinn's plan to release bridal clothes. I'm sure Bob has already heard the good news, but I should probably shoot him an email just in case. Bob is the one who wrote that fucking post. You know it. Hey, Bob, I know! But as it turned out, I wouldn't need to do anything. Bob was standing right there waiting for me. There you are! Did you hear? Iinn is gonna release a line of tuxedos! He's like... more excited than me when there's like fucking new anime merch or something. Oh my god, did you hear? There are more localizations for Otome games! We're all Bob. Except for we're not big of an asshole. Bob's a bit of an asshole. Yeah, I saw it on the news. I'm so happy for you. Looks like you can have that Iinn tuxedo for your wedding after all. Right? I looked it up and it seems like they're gonna release right around the time we wanted to have the ceremony. right around the time. Bob, are you gonna get your tuxedo 2 days before the fucking you know what? With men, it's easy. They're like, yeah, no, it fits. And with a girl, it's like, size it and this, and I got fittings, and I gotta do this, and then I gotta let it out, and then I gotta bring it in, and guys just show up, put it on, and then they're done. If I get married again, I'm wearing a tuxedo. Not kidding. Not kidding. Actually, no, I'm kidding. I already knew, like, but it's tempting. Anyway. I've already started talking to Jessie about what kind of color and style I should get. You have no idea how happy I am right now. I feel like Jessie's like, sweetie, I'm sure you'll look beautiful in whatever you wear. She's just gonna pick the first dress off the rack. I kind of did that. Ugh, I knew there was a god out there somewhere looking after us. Thank you, Cupid! I didn't actually do anything. Gee! Anyway, we have another meeting with the wedding planner, so I'd better get going. I don't know if that was Bob's voice. It is now. And Bob's gonna have a different voice every fucking time we see him, probably. Bob practically skipped his way into Cupid Core. After saying goodbye, I headed to my desk. That just ran together. Didn't even pause there. A Iinn tuxedo. I checked in with the clothing department, and they were already working on getting direct access to the brand. Bob will probably just buy his own, but if we can add Iinn brand to our lineup, I'm sure that'll bring in more members. It's one more option to help grooms figure out exactly what they want from their wedding. It's very empowering. Plus, I mean, like, maybe you don't want a plain tuxedo. Maybe you want something snazzy. Once again, the power of the gods is completely unnecessary for people to fall in love and find happiness. Yeah, you just need a fucking good designer. A joyous wedding can come to fruition just by having humans who are willing to help and support each other. True. And that's one thing gods can't do from so far away. Which is why I need to keep working hard so that Dad'll finally see things my way. I got right back to work trying to make as many new couples as possible so that I could earn my promotion and prove my point. Dream wedding at Cupid Core. I do want to bring people together, but... Mom's back! With the Parasite 5 gone, Catherine was back to working with me, but now she was just staring at me with a smile on her face. I think the only thing, it doesn't bother me that we know about Clarice. She's not even in this route so far. But, like, I think the sad part is knowing that Catherine was like, oh my god, Catherine is Venus. Okay, Catherine's our mom. Because they never explicitly say it, but, like, or they haven't yet. But, like, and maybe they do in this route, but I think it would have just been funnier because you had you're like, who the fuck is Catherine? Is she Minerva? Like, what is going on with this lady is hiding something? Like, you knew she was going to play a part somewhere, right? But now knowing it's like, I don't know if it's better or worse because I feel like the same reasons it's good and bad. Like, because now, like, when she's like, smiling and doing weird, you're like, what is her deal? You know what her deal is. You're like, she's just looking at you and, oh, my little Cupid, look at you. Oh, it's so adorable, darling. Or she calls her Eros, doesn't she? But whatever, it doesn't matter. But you know what I mean? Like, so everything Catherine does, now when you look at it through the eyes of, like, knowing that it's our mom who's like, oh, you're so cute. And it's like, so that's good, but that's also the bad thing, because I feel like it'd be funnier if you're like, what is this woman's deal? And then later you're like, oh, it's our mom. That explains it. You know what I mean? I just feel like we can't enjoy as much her quirky weirdness, because before, if we didn't know, we were like, she's strange. I don't know what's going on with her. I like it, but, like, she's crazy. You know, but now you're like, she's crazy because she's our mom. Like, takes a little bit of the magic out. Still good, though. Anyway. So, how about this one? I don't think so. I want someone with bulging muscles and a great big beard. Oh, God, that would have given it away. Muscles and a beard, huh? Then how about this guy? I showed her one member after another, but each time she simply hummed to herself. Well, he's mostly my type, but he also reminds me of someone I absolutely loathe, so I'm not too hot on him. Someone she loathes? So even though she likes how he looks, going out with him might remind her of someone she dated before. This isn't going to be easy. Doesn't help that I have no way of telling what she's thinking with those giant sunglasses on. If she took them off, you'd know it was your mom. But of course, it wasn't my place to ask her to take them off. I want someone who's happy to walk around outside with his top off, you know? Someone who wears his muscles like clothes. I feel like her and Minerva have the same voice, but it's fine. Muscles like clothes. There was that one actor in Parasite House that mostly fit the bill. Oh, what was his name again? Are you talking about Raoul Aconite? Listen, lady! Stay the fuck away from my future boyfriend. He's my himbo. Although, our mom is goddamn glorious. Like, look at her. Those boobs. Jesus. Like, I'm just saying, though, like, I kind of aspire to be Catherine, I'm not gonna lie. I just want to walk around with sunglasses. Oh my god! Oh, look at that perfect himbo! Yeah, okay. Yeah, him! His muscles were pretty nice, but I want even more. I want the true epitome of manly arm. Of a manly arm. I wonder if any of our members are actual bodybuilders. Well, we're having a matchmaking party tomorrow. Why don't you sign up for that? It's being sponsored by a local fitness club, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of guys that suit your fancy. That sounds fun. Sure, sign me up. Yeah, I'm trying to give Catherine a different voice but she's basically become Minerva 2.0. She needs to be sweeter. Like, Minerva's like over the top. Also, someone I aspire to be. But Catherine is like a little more like sweet. But I can't quite... The voices just kind of come out the same, but as long as they're not talking together, I guess it's fine. Great, let me just add you to the list. Fantastic! You work so hard for me. You're a real lifesaver, you know that? That's not it either. I don't know. I'm counting on you, my dear Cupid. Catherine gazed at me happily once again, but her staring through those sunglasses of hers just put me more on edge. Is there something on my face? Trying to ignore the strange sensation, I went on inputting Catherine's info into my laptop. Never had a member show so much interest in me before, so it's kind of a strange sensation. And she only comes in to see us. She doesn't actually want to meet anyone. So funny. After a very long day, I was finally able to clock out. My string on my hoodie, like the little plasticky cappy thing, broke. And so it started to unravel, but there's apparently these blue, green, and yellow threads in the center, and they came out, and there's like, it's like 4 feet. It's not really, but it's like a foot long. And it's just this huge, long, spirally thing hanging down from the hoodie string, and it's just, I just keep playing with it, and it's so distracting. I just felt like sharing that. Anyway. As I was leaving the office, I noticed Ryuki peeking into the clothing store on the first floor. Ryuki? He spun toward my voice and immediately looked uncomfortable seeing me there. It's you. Yeah, that's where I work. Were you looking at our selection of dresses? I just happened to be passing by, that's all. I wonder if he came here after seeing the news about Iinn's bridal collection. Seeing him there like that, it made me wonder if he really did have an interest in getting married after all. If the way he expresses that is through dresses and tuxedos, that's fine. Might be just the catalyst he needs, in fact. Show him around. I'll show him around. Okay. Go on, head inside and look around. What? But I'm... You can only see so much from out here, right? You've never actually been inside, have you? Well... He still looked pretty hesitant. Well, it is a dress store after all. Look, what Ryuki does in the privacy of his own home, and maybe is considering doing in the public streets, is none of our business until he decides to share it with us. He'd still look beautiful in a damn dress, though. I'm just saying. Women and couples were the only people likely to stop by. It'd be pretty odd for a guy to visit by himself. Have you met Ryuki? Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a shit what other people think. Ryuki specifically invited me to that yoga event because he didn't want to go alone, too. Oh, okay. Well, that's true. He's a little awkward. Socially awkward. Panda bear. For someone who has no problem telling others what he's thinking at all times, he's actually pretty shy. Since I'm an advisor here, if I go in with you, then you can spend as long as you want inside. Sound good? Ryuki was silent. After several moments, he finally nodded in agreement. Oh. Like, his, shy little smile is actually really cute. Huh. Ryuki looked around the boutique with obvious interest. So you don't just sell wedding dresses here. I see other types of dresses and even makeup. That's right. Lots of members are busy with work, so they like to stop by here right before our events to get ready. Next to our wedding selection, we've got matching party dresses and an entire corner dedicated to makeup and accessories. Since so many members come here directly from work, we made it as easy as possible for them to come here, get ready, and go. This is just, so over the top. I'm just, seriously thinking, I understand that, they come directly from work, so I'm going to an event after work. Most people would just wear their work clothes. This is definitely coming written in a perspective of, people are coming from work, so they are wearing boring business suits. Because that's what they have to wear to work. Just boring black business suits. But, most people could go to work and be like, okay, I might be wearing a cute... Maybe it's not a cocktail dress, but, okay, I can put a blazer over a cute dress. And then you take the blazer off. Or, you just bring your dress with you. What... And then what kind of parties are you going to that you need a ball gown or some shit? I mean, I get that might... But, I'm just trying to... Maybe it's just because I don't leave the house, so I don't fathom people things. And I don't understand how people work. But I'm just thinking... unless I was going to, a fancy cocktail party where I needed, a floor-length gown or some shit. Yeah, I wouldn't be wearing that to work. Well, questionable, because I might. You never know. But I'm a weirdo who probably wouldn't. People what are you... I'm going to a fucking prom after work, okay? Get off my back. But most people wouldn't. But, if you were just going to, okay, it's a nice little mixer and I want to wear a nice outfit, you could still make that work appropriate and then just change a few things or, wear like I said, a blazer at work, and then you take that off when you're going to you don't need a full prom gown regalia. It's just weird to me, but again, it's probably coming from oh, well, everybody wears boring business suits, and that's just not how people dress in America. I mean, I guess there are probably some jobs that are very bougie and you have to wear business suits, but I work in corporate America and I can dress however the fuck I want. People wear jeans and t-shirts. I mean, I can't wear pajamas to work, which is a disappointment. I mean, I can now because I work from home. So, bitch, don't think I don't wear pajamas. Okay, that's not true. I change into lounge clothes, but still. Basically, pajamas, slippers. But, I could go to work in a hoodie and jeans if I wanted to, and sneakers. I could literally go to work the way I go into a work building the way I actually just roll out of bed and show up at my desk now. I just have to put on real shoes and not slippers. And, I mean, maybe I would put on, real pants and not my lounge pants that, are, 2 threads away from becoming a skirt at this point because there's so many holes in the thighs. I've just worn through them! Anyway, so, this is just weird to me, but, Ryuki looked over the dresses, then made his way over to the tuxedo section. I mean, it's nice that they thought about this, but it's also one of those wow, really? That could exist. Weird. But I also don't live in a big city. I don't know. He took his time looking over the selection, probably because his experience was entirely in men's clothing. Who made this tuxedo? The way each segment joins together is actually pretty good. And the Georgette is layered? And the pattern's not bad. Of course, you'd have to have pretty much a perfect body to look good in it. What? Sarole? Pants? Whatever, I don't know what that is. Anyway, for a tuxedo? Who the heck came up with that? It must be a pretty cheeky designer. Ryuki kept mumbling to himself as he looked around, his eyes glittering with passion. He really is into clothes, isn't he? I smiled at his infectious enthusiasm. I don't think we've ever seen... Are you wearing a skirt, Ryuki? Is that a skirt going on? Because I dig it. Boy, I like a man in a skirt. That might give you extra points. You're not ever going to be Raoul, though. I mean, I don't know why I love the himbo so much, but, like, I forgot he existed before we came back to this part. I was like, who am I missing? Right, Raoul. Wow. And yet, now that we're back here, I'm like, where is he? I love him so much. Forgot about him. Wow. Oh, poor baby. I smiled at his infectious enthusiasm. He may get irritated easily, but when it comes to fashion, his devotion is obvious. Still, I'm sure the only reason he came here in the first place is because he saw the news. Anyway, I doubt Iinn will actually release a tuxedo. My grandmother told me she has no interest in the bridal market. Or your designs were good, and it inspired her to get into the bridal market. That's what it'll be. He says that, but the fact is that Iinn did announce their intent to release a bridal collection. I just want his grandma to actually be like, no, I've always believed in you. I just knew you needed to stand on your own 2 feet, boy, and not rely on me. Oh, I didn't want to drag you down. You know, that's why I, was mean and said I would never use your designs. Or she's really going to be like, oh, well, now that you got married, maybe you better. And he's like, fuck you, Grandma. It's not 1946 anymore. Like, maybe she is just a bitch. I don't know. Which is exactly why Ryuki is here right now. Ryuki and his grandma, I really can't tell if they get along or not. Yeah, see, that's the question, isn't it? It's clear that she takes up a lot of space in his mind, so I can't help but be curious about it. Parents! Gone. Don't matter. Must be hard for her to live a normal life as a world-famous designer, too. As I pondered Ryuki's situation, he stopped taking notes and let out a little sigh. Thank you. I've gotten all I need. I'll be going now. Okay, feel free to stop by again anytime. Right. On another topic. Ryuki looked straight at me. He then strutted over, stood directly in front of me, and looked down at me. Is something wrong? Is this the kind of thing you normally wear to work? Yes, it is. It's the only outfit I own. Well, that's not true. I have one other one. That's the only ones we've ever seen. What? Why do you ask? Your makeup doesn't match at all. Did you even look at the color balance when you bought it? What? Seriously? I like that Ryuki's like, match your makeup to your outfit. And like, most of the world is like, oh my god, never match your makeup to your outfit. Just because your outfit is blue and it doesn't mean you wear blue eyeshadow. You know what? You can do whatever the fuck you want. There are no rules. But I kind of appreciate that Ryuki's like, you should like match your makeup to your outfit. It would look better. Like, because that's kind of fun to do. But you don't have to. You can do whatever the fuck you want. No rules. Your skin isn't terrible, but the color is just unforgivable. At least you're using the eyeshadow I got for you, right? Actually, I am. I really like it, so... I didn't want the makeup he bought for me before to go to waste, so I've been trying to put it to good use. And then are you just stupid? You need to understand exactly what matches best with the clothes you're planning to wear. He just called me stupid. As depression settled over me, Ryuki quickly turned toward the makeup section. Come with me. This means... It was almost like that date we went on before. As expected, before I could say anything, he quickly scooped up some makeup and pointed to a seat in the corner. Alright. Sit down. Okay. Thank you. As soon as I sat down, Ryuki removed the makeup I was wearing and rubbed down my face with the lotion he'd just bought. This feels nice. I couldn't hide my smile as the lotion slowly went to work on my tired skin. I heard an annoyed sigh above me. Stop smiling. Sorry. Just hold still, all right. He gently massaged my skin, then applied some lip balm. Next, he moved on to applying the makeup. His fingers caressed the counters of my face. I think it's supposed to be the contours. Is that how you spell? No, that's not contours. That's counters. That's counters of my face. I think it's supposed to be contours of my face. Like, that really threw me off there. It was like counters. Corners? Counter? Wait, what? What is happening? Contours? Just pretend that's what it says. Of my face. He took a bit of makeup in his pinky and applied it carefully, then used a small spatula to remove the excess bits. I definitely wouldn't be able to do something like this for myself. I decided he must be a professional level makeup artist, too. Ryuki, do you do this kind of thing for other people a lot? Almost never. Huh? Really? I do manage the makeup for my Ryuki models, but for the most part I bring in a proper makeup artist to do the actual work.
Hi, what you doing? Oh, hi, Yuki. No, don't bite the headset. I mean, everybody loves you, but it's not about you. We don't have a part for burbs. There's no part for burbs. You just sit there, be good.
Yeah. So it's rare for you to do makeup for women like this? To be honest, you're the only woman I've ever done the makeup for. After all, I never work with female models. And despite that, he can do makeup this well without breaking a sweat. You might actually look like a clown, and you just think you look good because he's the one doing it. You don't know. We don't know. It must come from his obsession with colors and shapes. Even without direct experience, he must see my face as a canvas that he can shape and color according to his vision. That's slightly problematic. like he sees my face as a canvas that he can shape and color, but it doesn't appreciate me for who I am. It's just what he can make me into. There's underlying issues with that. I mean, I'm going to assume it's not going to really go that way, but like, that's a problem road. Well, then thank you for making an exception for me. I just did it because I don't want someone I know to look so off. He's just as rude as ever, but him calling me someone he knows makes up for it, I guess. So you'd say I'm an acquaintance then, right? I recalled him saying something about someone needing to be B rank before he'd even consider them a casual acquaintance. Last time he said I was barely a 55, and it was only borderline acceptable for him to even work with me. Which means I'm getting better. Like, I appreciate her, like, yeah, getting better, but at the same time, there are issues with that. Like, yay, I'm finally acceptable to him. Girl, there's a problem with that, but like, we're just gonna take that and sweep that under the rug. Don't let dudes do that to you, okay? We're just gonna be like, haha, it's adorable in this, though, and not slightly problematic, but... Ryuki looked at me nonchalantly, but I was sure he noticed that my eyes were wide with glee. I told you how to take care of your skin and hair during Parasite House. Obviously you listened, which is why you look better now. I'll take that as a compliment. Seriously, stop smiling. There's still room for improvement, with a little bit of effort on your part. Right. So if I work just a little harder, he might actually consider me his friend. Okay. Again, the problematic is like, oh, I have to work harder on being prettier so he notices me. Okay, there's a problem with that. Okay. But the funny part is like, he'll finally call me his friend. I'm gonna worm my way in. You're like, he went from not even wanting to work with me to being an acquaintance. Now we're gonna be besties. And he's like, shut up. And you're like, ha ha, you're my friend now. Like, there is something kind of cute and funny about it. So I'll forgive that we're bettering our looks just to worm our way in with him. Because that's a little odd. But, sure. Everybody's slightly trash in this, so it's okay. That's easier said than done, of course, since his standards are so insanely high. So physical appearance really is everything to you, huh? Of course. Why would I ever want to have anything unattractive in my sight? That's the exact attitude I was never able to get rid of during Parasite House. I was hoping maybe he'd changed a little bit at least, but... then again, that's the exact same attitude that's helped him become such an amazing designer. Still, I'm Cupid, so all I really want is for him to find true love. Does he really not have anyone else in his life that he likes enough to do their makeup? He said he doesn't want someone he knows to look off, and that I'm the only girl he's done makeup for. Which would mean he doesn't know anyone else he thinks is worthy of having him do their makeup. So either he just doesn't know any other women, or none of the women he knows meet his stringent requirements. I wonder if there are any real beautiful women in his life. That one employee at his store was a guy, so... My Cupidly curiosity was getting the better of me. I had to know more about the other people in his life. Ryuki? What? How are all the other people in your life? I'm really curious. I mean, wait. Stay still. I need to do your lips next. He took hold of my chin to keep my face still, then swept a thin brush across my lips. His serious face and stern eyes made me let out a sigh of envy. I can read. Ryuki's skin is so beautiful. It's to be expected from the glamour parasite. He holds himself to the same high standard. And this color is the best match for you. And make sure you use this lip gloss from now on. It makes you look a lot cuter. Huh? Did he just say cuter? The word made me gasp a bit and hold my breath. I never expected to hear that word from him. Come to think of it, I don't think Ryuki has ever given me any kind of direct compliment about my looks before. All he ever says is what I can do to look better or how I just need to take better care of myself. Like how I need moisturizing sprays or I need to improve my hair and skin. Sure, the way he talks and acts can be pretty mean, and as his advisor, I've had to speak up about it more than once. But his sense of beauty really is remarkable, so he's simply unable to accept others who aren't living up to their potential. Of course, the way he expresses himself is so rough, I'm sure it's hard for other people to see his point of view. While I was lost in thought, Ryuki had stepped back from me. He looked over my face carefully, then nodded in satisfaction. There, all done. I'd say you're a tiny bit better off than before. Thank you, Ryuki. Am I a 69 at least now? Ah! Funny. Everyone's 12 when the number 69 comes out, is all I'm saying. And this is how you should look before leaving the house every day. He took all the makeup he'd bought and put everything into a paper bag. Oh, here, let me... Just take it. You don't owe me anything. But all that stuff wasn't cheap. After all, you did come to do yoga with me today, and you've done plenty for me before that, too. Ryuki mumbled with a hint of embarrassment in his voice as he handed me the bag. Is he blushing a little? I just love his pose. It's the funniest thing. What I'm trying to say is, you've helped me more than enough already. So here, and thank you. Aw. Ryuki's saying thank you? Showing appreciation for my help? I was so happy I couldn't stop myself from taking the bag from him. You should just hug him too. Just because. They'll hate it. Well, if you say so. Thank you, Ryuki. Forget it. I just did it because I couldn't stand how you looked. He really is strict when it comes to looks. I'm sure the world is filled with things he hates looking at. I wonder how he keeps from going crazy. Oh, right. I guess that's why he says he refuses to acknowledge anything that doesn't meet his standards. At first I thought that was a horrible thing to say, but obviously he can't go around putting makeup on everyone he sees. That would be worse. You look hideous, let me do your makeup. You look hideous, let me do your makeup. My god, he'd die before he made it down a street. I wonder what the world must look like through his eyes. A bunch of hazy black clouds. I pondered that a bit as we left the boutique. I hope that one day maybe I could imagine such a thing. You know, the only thing that'd be nice about the way Ryuki sees the world, i.e. ignoring like 90% of the population, is you would never have like weird anxiety about being in crowds and too many people and like because you would never see like 90% of the people. You'd be like, it's a nice day. Why are we standing in line? There's nobody here. And then never be like, there's 700 people. You're like, I don't see them. I only see 3 people. Like, but like, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't like crowds. You're like, oh, there's too many people and I don't like people touching me. And like, whatever. But he would just be like, tuned out, doesn't acknowledge all the people around him. It just must be peaceful, is all I'm saying. Weird, because, like, what happens during the apocalypse and there's only, like, a handful of survivors and he can't see them? He's like, I'm the only one! And they're like, there's, like, 30 of us here? And you're like, don't, it's Ryuki. He doesn't acknowledge. It's fine. Like, I mean, he wouldn't see the zombies coming, so he'd end up dead pretty fast. But, like, I'm just saying, you know? It'd be difficult for him if there was an apocalypse, like a zombie apocalypse. I don't think he'd last very long because, you know, he would never see the zombies coming. So, but anyway. But then, as soon as we were outside, Ryuki froze. What is that? I looked at Ryuki and saw him staring at the entrance to Cupid Core. His face was twisted with disgust. Over there, that hazy image. What is that? Huh? I glanced at where he was pointing, then quickly pushed his hand down. He was pointing at all the Cupid Corps members who was arriving for the matchmaking party. Shh, those are our clients. What? Those are clients? Even hashtag 888E7E there? Okay, hold on. I forgot my phone again. Why do I do this? I go to play the game and I'm like, I don't need my phone. Yes, I do, because we need to fucking look up these goddamn fucking hex codes. All right, hold on. All right, everybody get your phone out. You were prepared. I'm not. Like, Google it. Let's see. What color are we looking at? All right. 888 E7E. Yeah. You know what? Ryuki has this weird sense of, like, these are ugly colors. I mean, it's not the prettiest green color. What's the name of this color? Crisp Edge. Oh, no, that's Crisp Edge. Well, the Leaf Mouse? That's the name of the color. Tea Leaf Mouse. Tea Leaf Mouse. CrispEdge.com is the website that was on. So I was like, Crisp Edge? That sounds nice. Yeah, I think that's what that one is. No. Tea Leaf Mouse. Tea Leaf Mouse is such a cute name, and it's actually not a bad color. You know what? That's actually... I used to love that color. Maybe a slightly lighter. It's like a sage kind of green. Yes, it's a little more in the muddy... It's a muddier color. You know, it's not a bright, vibrant, or a nice, light, bright sage. Okay, honestly, it's almost the exact same fucking color as the walls on that building behind him. Like, to the right of him in the screen. Like, above with the red borders, the green. It's like that fucking green. It's not a bad fucking color. I actually kind of like it. That other one was like a brownish gray. They're not bad colors. I don't think there's really any bad colors. Okay, well, there's some. There's some that are like, yeah, no, this isn't great. And brown's a difficult color, because sometimes it's a nice brown, and other times you're like, that is, like, weird vomity poo color. Like, I don't know. And, like, you know. So sometimes when you get in that brownish green, or, like, any kind of a brown, that's where it could get difficult, and it gets a little like, that looks kind of pooish, or it's, like, it's just, like, vomit. You're like, no, there's something wrong about that. So, certain shades in that family. But, like, everyone he's picking is like, they're pretty colors. What's wrong with you? Anyway. I took out my phone to see what color that was. It was listed as Tea Leaf Mouse, a kind of grayish pale green color. I like that they tell us. I wish they would show you an image of the color. I wish that they would show her phone and show the color when she looks it up so that we don't have to, but I'm too curious to not look it up, so. Yeah, that's a client too. And I'm sorry, but Tea Leaf Mouse is I love the name of that color. Bitch, I'm gonna paint a wall that color, okay? Fuck you. I feel like every single color he's gone through, I just want to go, I wish I could paint my walls. I'm moving anyway, but, like, even when I move, I'll be renting probably still. I can't afford to buy a house, but, like, I would love to be able to be like, can I just paint shit? Because I'm just gonna paint fucking walls. I need to just get a bookshelf and just paint each shelf or wall or piece, like, that color, like a color that he just said he hates. Because they actually, I think, would all go... I think that color might look good with, like, that plummy, the dark gray purpley kind of color, maybe. Maybe not. That might be a little bit too light. But I'm just saying, like, you're always picking in this, like grayish kind of... Yeah, they're dull colors, but they're still pretty. Like, what the fuck? Okay. How in the world can anyone expect to find a partner looking like that? They really need to get a better care of themselves. How can you see? They just look like a black haze. Maybe people are into black hazes. You don't know. Are you, like, goth? No, you're not. So, like, whatever. All this marriage counseling stuff really is nonsense after all. To think I ever even considered it. I'm leaving. Ryuki let out an exasperated sigh before storming off. I think that was more of an overreaction, not at the other people, but because he was sitting there like, maybe I should think about it. And then he went here and he was looking at the wedding stuff and he was like, and then he saw the people, was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. And then huffed off as a way of, like, getting out of it. So then he can be like, it was because all those people, oh my god. Not because I'm afraid. That's exactly what it is. Which just left me standing there alone with a bag of makeup in my hands. I sure hope none of our clients heard his outburst. I stole a glance back at the entrance, but when I saw that nobody was looking in my direction, I let out a sigh of relief. Turns around and Melanie's right there. I can't believe he just tore into them like that. Of course, what he said was harsh, but I had to admit that he had a point. Couples at these parties of ours did tend to form up in general order of attractiveness. None of them were as strict as Ryuki, but it's true that it's easier to find a partner if you take care of yourself. Most people in Lost York have a good sense of fashion, but a lot of people aren't used to keeping up with the latest trends or just don't care in the first place. I do have a bit of experience with that as an advisor, but I've never really had to give advice on that kind of thing specifically. I'm more focused on helping people understand how to change their attitude and perspective, making them broaden their horizons. If I could also give them professional advice on their appearance, I'd be the best Cupid Core advisor for sure. I looked at my new bag of makeup, and Ryuki's face reappeared in my mind. That settles it. I should come up with a new dating plan that specifically incorporates fashion. I may not be an expert, but plenty of other people are. All I have to do is hire one and put on a seminar. I'm sure some of my clients would love to become more familiar with the world of fashion, too. This will help lots of people find their perfect partner. I'm sure of it. Okay, no time like the present to get started. I decided to write up a plan as soon as I got home. I rushed back, delighted with the wonderful idea I'd just come up with. New chapter? New chapter. Whoa. Is there a worse color than natto? Yeah, well, it's like a taupey brown kind of color. It depends. That could be like, that's getting into the dangerous because you have those, like, that taupe kind of brown, and you're like, could be nice, or it could lean into like poo colored. Like, are we gonna get a hashtag for that? Because I want to see what the actual, like, legit hashtag for that color is then. And so, a few days later, I went back to Ryuki's store with a gift in hand. Me, I'm the gift. So, what do you say? Will you join my next marriage seminar as a fashion advisor? Please? Why me? Because I don't know anyone with a better sense of aesthetics than you. I'm sure you can offer the best advice possible. Although, you're gonna have to talk to people that you deem less than you. They're working. You're working with them, Ryuki. Acknowledge them. When you told me you couldn't believe how our members presented themselves, it inspired me to come up with this plan. But I can't easily tell the good from the bad, so I can't advise my clients properly when it comes to their appearance. You, however, definitely can, so I'm sure you'd be a huge help to everyone. Of course, I'm sure that'll include his usual collection of scathing comments. So, will you? I handed him my presentation and request form and carefully studied his face for a reaction. The project has already been greenlit, and all that's left is to find the perfect guest speaker. So, he's gonna do it, you know it. Ryuki looked over the documents I'd handed him. I see. You're holding the seminar at Cupid Core, so I guess it'll be similar to the ones I was part of. That's right. You remember the classes we had with Miss Tainer, right? Miss Tainer? Whatever, right? Well, that's weird, because I just thought of that. Oh, maybe she meant, because, like, just before, when he showed up, she's like, oh, he's never been in here before. He has been in Cupid Core, he went to the seminars, but I guess she meant the boutique area. That makes sense, so. To be honest, I never really agreed with the things she was trying to teach us. She did have some very weird pointers. I didn't necessarily agree with them all myself, I don't think. It's one of those, like, this is, what? So frankly, I have serious doubts about this seminar of yours. Do you really think this can change how people see things? Well, I think that really depends on the person. Can't hurt to try. But I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who just don't know much about fashion and don't even really know where to start. For people like that, all they need is a catalyst that can get them more interested in fashion and their own appearance. And you're telling me you actually want to deal with people like that? On purpose? Well, if they decide to focus on their fashion, I'm sure they'll start dressing better and gain some self-confidence. And if it also helps Ryuki learn how to get along with others better, well, that wouldn't be so bad. That's not part of the official agenda, of course. It's just a secret plan I came up with in my role as Cupid. Wow. So, would you please at least consider it? You could think of it as a collaboration opportunity for Ryuki. Even though Ryuki doesn't have any kind of wedding wear. But this is mostly to teach people how to dress to help them meet people or what to wear on dates. Ryuki looked over the papers again, then looked down at the floor. My grandmother did decide to enter the wedding market. And my sister keeps telling me how I need to spend more time around other people. So, fine, I'll do it. Really? It's always good to expand your professional sphere, especially if I really want to become the best designer possible. Just keep in mind, I won't sugarcoat the truth. Don't blame me if your clients don't like what I have to say. I'll handle any situations that might pop up in that regard. I may not know fashion, but when it comes to customer complaints, that's one thing I can handle. And having someone who can offer specific fashion and color advice is the most important thing, so it's worth the risk. So, welcome aboard! Great. And just let me know when you get all the details sorted out. Absolutely. All right, I managed to convince Ryuki to take the gig. Now all I had to do was finalize the date and start spreading the word to all of our members and hope attractive people show up. Let's do this! Maybe. He's going to call someone Nato, so that's exactly what's going to happen. A few days later, the Married to Fashion seminar was finally about to begin. Thank you all for taking part in this brand new seminar. I'll be your host, one of Cupid Corporation's bridal advisors, Spacey Mirror. With me today is our special guest speaker, founder and sole designer of the Ryuki brand, Mr. Ryuki of Iinn. He's here to share some of his many secrets of fashion with you. Afterwards, we'll be running a sale on a number of Ryuki outfits, as well as several evening outfits from our very own boutique. Boutique? Boutique? Wow, what the hell? Boutique? When you say it fast. Attendance isn't mandatory, but we're eager to prepare a perfect matching outfit that brings out the brilliance within you. Ryuki is a men's-only fashion line, so that's mainly for the guys in attendance, but please stop in for this once-in-a-lifetime event. Now then, please welcome Mr. Iinn. My name is Ryuki of Iinn, and I'm the designer behind the Ryuki brand. Ryuki brand? Ryuki, relax that sour face of yours. He's literally looking down on the clients as if they're scum. I'm pretty sure that's just always his face. He just has bitch face. Mr. Iinn, maybe we could get a word from you on the basics of fashion. First of all, each person has certain colors that match them best, so let's go over the basics of finding those colors. Ryuki drew a diagram and projected it onto the screen. First of all, colors have hues, and on top of those hues, there's saturation and value as well. As long as you keep that in mind, it becomes perfectly simple to tell which colors match you and which ones don't. Each person's skin color is different, as well as their hair, eyes, and lips. Everyone has a different color that suits their needs. And now I'll go around and examine each person to tell you what your unique color palette is. Be sure to remember what I tell you. It would also be great if you all lost a bit of weight, but I suppose that's too much to ask, so I'll just keep things simple. I'll also tell you what styles suit you, and how to choose the right size, and that way even people like you can have a bit of fashion. Wow! I don't need you to tell me I'm fat, Ryuki, Jesus! Ryuki's cold, judging eyes and harsh language were clearly striking fear into the hearts of the attendees. They came like, I want to learn about fashion! I don't like fashion! Fashion is mean! Fashion is cold, heartless mistress! I don't like it. Like, that's how you leave this seminar. Speaker's kind of scary, isn't he? Jeez, yeah, I feel like he's gonna rip me apart. Maybe I should just leave. Ah, crap. Wow, what an offer! If you went to a salon for this kind of advice, it'd be as expensive as a full set of new cosmetics. Huh? Really? Absolutely, and you're looking at a true master of beauty. Kind sir, I'm simply blown away at your gracious offer. Actually, he gave me a few fashion tips just the other day. True, he was a little harsh, but now I love going outside in the morning. And I'm not nearly as embarrassed about my horrible trash appearance as I was. I mean, I wasn't before, but now I know I was horrible trash, so I feel better about myself. It's not every day you get an honest opinion from a true fashion expert. I mean, nobody ever says what they really think, do they? I just imagine she's trying so hard to sell this and it's barely working. I hope you can take this opportunity to learn everything you can about fashion and apply it to your own life. After you cry. A little bit. I hope everyone can just bear with us. I'm doing my best to word things so that they'll actually want to stick around. She's got a point. I wouldn't want to mess things up when it's time to strut my stuff. People have told me I'm kind of bland before. His words might sting, but maybe it's worth it in the long run. Everyone seemed willing to stick with the program. Nobody got up to leave, and I breathed a sigh of relief. And now then, we don't have much time, so let me go into a bit more detail about color selection. He's going to tell someone they look like Natto, isn't he? It's a terrible color. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ryuki started going over the basics of choosing colors and tips on picking out clothes that accentuate their silhouettes. I kind of wish they had like a weird little mini game in this. Did you ever see the DVD like version of Final Destination, the original one? Because I'm pretty sure it was the first one. The DVD had like the death thing, and you just clicked a button and it would randomize and it would tell you the date you were gonna die. Like, it was just like a weird like mini game on the DVD. But like, still 75 fucking years later, it's like in there. It lives in the back of your brain, and you're like, hey, that was like a weird thing. Like, shit, I should have written it down and then be like, ha! Well, no wonder why I thought I wouldn't get to live this long. The DVD told me I wasn't. I wonder if it would work now, because like, I'm pretty sure that movie was like really fucking old. So if you went in, it'd be like, oh, we didn't think the millennium was gonna happen. Actually, no, that movie had to have happened in the early 2000s, right? It wasn't the late 90s, was it? Well, fuck, what the hell? Weird. Anyway. But they need like a little like mini game thing in here where you like do some, or you click, and then like it gives you and you can figure out what Ryuki would think your color was. You know what I mean? Like, answer some questions, like take a quiz, and you're like, this is this. Okay, like just some simple, and it just gives you a color, like a BuzzFeed quiz. I need like Ryuki's color BuzzFeed quiz. I want to know. I want to know what color he thinks I am. God damn it! I'm so fucking curious. But anyway, he covered different styles of pants and skirts, and even touched on straight leg jeans versus skinny jeans. If you don't know the difference between straight leg jeans and skinny jeans, I mean. His comments were still pretty harsh, but everyone just kept on listening with their full attention. I mean, jeans are kind of easy. They're straight leg, you got skinny legs, you got boot cuts, you got flares. You're like, I'm sure there's other types in there. You got your mom jeans, your dad jeans, your cousin jeans, your uncle jeans, your dog's jeans. Like, I don't know. But I mean, like, generally, until you go to stores and they're like, this is our sweetheart fit. This is the rock star fit. Looking at you, Old Navy. You know what I mean? Or they're like, this is the curvy fit. This is the biker fit. This is like, and then they name weird things and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? It's straight leg jean. Low waist. Oh, okay. You gave it a name. You're like, this is the Brenda jean. You know, you're like, okay. I just tell me the rise and the leg check. That's all we really need. Okay, you got fancy shit, sure. But anyway. This is the Brenda Bender jeans. It's because they're ripped up, so it looks like Brenda went on a bender and got really fucking shit-faced and ripped her jeans. This is the distressed one. Anyway. Okay, we're done. After a while, the seminar came to an end. And that's all I have for you today. I trust you'll remember everything I said. Thank you! Thanks, I guess. It's very informative. Me in the back. After he ripped me a new one. Ryuki's eyes widened in surprise at the round of applause that greeted him. He's like, what? People like me? But he quickly composed himself and turned his gaze away from the crowd. Thank you, Mr. Iinn. Next up, we're going to conduct a quick fashion check in the room next door. Please feel free to join us if you're interested. And either way, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Some people just bolt. As the seminar drew to a close, everyone started to stand up from their seats. You want to check it out? Sure, I might as well. But they said Ryuki only makes men's clothes, right? I'd love to see what they do for us women. Yeah, I hope they can recommend another brand that has some nice options. Ryuki clothes. Oh, I wonder if I could really pull that off. But it's worth checking out, I guess. As they talked and mingled, people slowly started heading to the next room. Everyone looked happy, like they'd been led into the light. Apparently, they all had a newfound interest in finding their style. Thank goodness. The seminar was a complete success. I let out a sigh of relief and turned toward Ryuki. Thank you so much, Ryuki. I think that seminar was a huge help. Think nothing of it. I only told them the obvious truth. And a few of them did pick a few and if a few of them pick up few Ryuki pieces, that's fine too. Ryuki was mumbling awkwardly. Apparently he couldn't bring himself to say out loud that he wanted to promote his brand. You did spend lots of time and effort coming up with your designs. I'd love it if everyone bought something from you. That was up to the sales staff in the next room over. As I moved toward the door to take a peek, I noticed someone walking toward me. Oh, Melanie! I'm so glad you came today. Yes, it was very, interesting seminar. Very educational. What? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's got you scared? Oh, I think they're crows, which is very big. They're just crows. It's okay. They're far away. And they're outside. They're not gonna get you. It's okay. It's alright. I told you I'd protect you. Not you. Not you, little bird. You're on your own. But I protect Miss... What? Hi, sorry, nasty bird. Oh, no, you're being good today. You screamed a little bit earlier, but you've been good today. I protect you, too. I wouldn't let them get you. The glass will protect you. Big birds won't eat you. It's okay. You're fine. It's harder now because, like, winter and the trees are all dead. So, like, he can see all of a sudden he makes this noise and you're like, what? And you're like, that bird's like 6 miles away. And you're like, but you can tell, you're like, well, they're huge ass birds and they're like far out in the distance. You're like, good God. You can't seem to see me when you're sitting on the couch and I'm in the kitchen and that's like 5 feet away, but you can see that bird that's like 6 fucking light years from you. And you're like, oh, birds out there. Yes, very far away. Like, Jesus. Anyway. We were Melanie. Yes, it was a very interesting seminar. Very educational. Thank you so much, Mr. Keisain. Mr. Keisain? Hashtag 47858C. Oh my god, this is the natto color, isn't it? Is there a worse color than natto? I'm assuming that's exactly what he called her. So let's look it up. Everybody get your... No, hey, no. Let's see. 47858C. 47858C. I'm sorry? That's a pretty fucking color. So you can't tell me that he picked this 47858C. That's beautiful. It's a I don't want to say dull. It's a darker color. It's a deeper color. So I guess because it's grayed down, he doesn't like think it's pretty, but that looks similar to jelly bean blue. This color is described as generic gray. This color is described as generic gray. Are these people blind? This is like a dark aqua color. It's literally like aqua colored. Looks so blue because they look this like gray. I don't know what color. No fucking way this is generic gray shape or yes, there's a two. Beautiful deep aqua color. Okay, look. I kind of want to mix that with that dark purpley color and then the fucking like tea mouse color. Pick some really nice colors. I like them. Like, what is it? This? I quickly checked my called malachite. Pretty bland. Oh, okay. I like malachite as a generic cover. But what is wrong with? It's not neon. There's not like, but it's color like. I think I have closed that. Okay, my hair was a little bit brighter, but like, it's faded now and it's basically that color. Jesus. Ryuki gave me a look that made it clear he had no desire to speak to Melanie. I mean, you've given people more like brown, gray, duller color. Like, the tea mouse color is pretty. This is a really nice color. This is like the prettiest one I think you've picked, so. But she was still standing in front of us. Clutching her notebook tightly, she took another step forward. So, Mr. Kisain, could you please teach me more about clothes and fashion? I believe I said everything that needed saying already. Maybe, but I'm still exactly not sure where to go from here. You're not sure? What makes you say that? Because I feel like my problems are a little deeper than what you covered today. Ryuki nodded as if he understood exactly what she meant. Pretty rude, to be honest. You do seem to be the definition of bland. Even Natto ranks higher than you. I thought... Natto bland. I don't know. From what I've heard, some people are like, it's really great, and other people are like, it's the most horrible thing ever! And I didn't think it was because it was bland. So, I don't know. I don't... And it's sticky and goopy and it just... It's every kind of consistency together, and it just seems wrong. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid of it, just from things I've seen. You know, so, I don't know. Natto? Natto's hex color is C71585, with a saturation of 89%. Very comforting. You, meanwhile, are a 47585C, a mere malachite. A mere malachite. Okay, again, this color's beautiful. But now I need to see what fucking Natto looks like as a color. That is not the color that I would have thought Natto would be. It's a deep fuchsia color. It's really fucking actually... Okay, now I lied. That's actually the... Is there a worse color? Okay, this can't be right. 715... 71585. C, 71585. This is... With a saturation of 89%. Okay, well, maybe that's why. But, like... Because I can't do that on here. But this is a really pretty pink color. Very comforting. Yes. Okay. But, okay. He sounds like that... Oh. Even Natto ranks higher than you. And he's saying, like, this ranks higher as if it's a bad color. Okay, I don't get him! I don't get it! The tea mouse color is really nice. Her color is really pretty. The Natto color is gorgeous. Like, what is... I don't... Okay. Listen. I must be blind because that's a nice, pretty pink color. Okay, whatever. So... What you're saying is that I'm less interesting than a bowl of natto? I mean, that's what I thought. He was comparing her to the goopy, weird food. I'm not talking about the color of the beans themselves. What I mean is that your color is lower than natto. Huh? Do you mind explaining that a little more? Melanie was obviously totally confused, as am I. She kept looking back and forth from me to Ryuki, completely lost. Girl, we're with you. We're all Melanie right now. Well, you see, Ryuki can actually see the colors of people, things, even words. So, that clearly didn't help. I struggled to come up with a good explanation, and Melanie was getting more anxious by the second. She looked at Ryuki. And what can I do to become better than Natto? Huh? I really want to learn more, not just about fashion in general, but also what stores I should shop at myself. Have you seriously gone your whole life without learning something as simple as that? Well, yes. So, what should I do first? I don't believe this. Why do I have to... Mr. Kisain, remember this is all part of the job, so please... I put my hands together, practically praying to him to help. He just sighed heavily, then stared coldly at Melanie. I'm only going to say this once. First, go to a hair salon. Hair salon, right. Okay. Melanie quickly jotted down Ryuki's suggestion. Ryuki continued, but not some cheap $10 6th Avenue dump. Go to a salon somewhere in 9th Avenue. Spend at least $100. Get it styled properly. You'll look better with shorter bangs, and your hair's too long and back, so get that shortened up. Do I really have to cut my bangs? Do you want to look better? Of course. We have to see your eyes. And next, buy the best shampoo and conditioner the salon offers and start using them every day. Next, buy the entire Dior On-Stage Lotion Odalia set. And buy their face pack too. Dior, not Dior. Okay. After that, next comes the makeup. Ugh, this is such a pain. Just go to anywhere in Toyam Square and pick a color you like. Don't give up! You're basically a lost cause. I doubt you'll get past the first step. Just ask someone about their makeup, but nothing cheap. Okay. Spend at least $500 on a new outfit and have the staff there find you a matching bag and shoes. 500? I had no idea fashion was so expensive. It doesn't have to be, girl. What? Of course it is. Frankly, what I'm suggesting is the bare minimum of proper fashion. If you really wanted to commit to style, you'd be dropping at least 10 grand. That's the going rate for fashion. Wow, yeah, name brands. Get the fuck out of here. What the hell? 10 grand? Girl, it's okay. Get the knockoffs from Fashion Nova. You'll be fine. Maybe don't. Maybe go to a, not fast fashion. But, you can go in between, okay? You're fine. But hey, feel free to ignore my advice. You said you wanted to learn, so I told you what I know. The rest is up to you. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars. It's you're like, oh my god, I know these shoes were like $700. They're plain black pumps, Susan. You could have gotten those for $40. But these are like this brand and I guarantee you they are not going to last any fucking longer. The only reason they last longer is because you don't wear them every fucking day because you're afraid because they cost you $700. Well, guess what? I have a hell of a lot of shoes that cost under $50 and they also last as long because I don't wear them every fucking day because I have a lot of shoes. But I can afford to have more shoes. You have 2 pairs of fucking shoes, Susan. Stop it. Anyway. I just think it's ridiculous. I got them because they're Louis Vuittons. They're plain black fucking pumps. Why would I spend that much money on them? That's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Because they're fancy. No one cares. Some people do. But, look, sometimes, Betsy Johnson, is expensive. But, bitch has crazy fucking shoes. And sometimes you're like, those are crazy and fun and at least eye-catching. And I would understand spending money on that because they're fun and they're different. They're plain black pumps. They cost $4,000. What the fuck? And I spent $80 on my white t-shirt and $300 on my jeans. Because they're name brand. Give me a break. Anyway. And if you're not willing to change anything at this point, we've had this rant before. It just drives me bonkers. Anyway. Then at least you know exactly how much you're worth. Fashion's only worth as much as the person. I can't force you, but don't expect me to acknowledge someone at your level. Acknowledged? You rate about a 30 in my book. Frankly, I don't even want you in my line of sight, let alone having to actually work with you. So that should tell you exactly where you stand with me at the moment. I feel like this is I'm just Melanie and this is everybody on the planet right now. Oh, okay. Hearing Ryuki's harsh words, tears began to well up in Melanie's eyes. But she managed to keep the tears from falling and bowed toward me and Ryuki. You're like, oh god, damage control. I think I know what to do now. I'll be sure to do everything you told me. Thank you again. She's going to come back and he's like, my god, you're like an 80 now. And then we're going to be like, I got to fight off Melanie? Shit. Don't you think you could have worded that a little better? I told you I wouldn't hold back, and I'm not fielding complaints at the moment either. With that, Ryuki packed up his things and left the room. He's gone. His words were as harsh as ever, and yet I'm kind of excited to be picking out a new outfit. I never thought I'd find something that really worked for me, but this one might just do the trick. I glanced into the other room and saw everyone mingling and trying on different clothes. Fashion really does wonders for a person's mood. It can even affect how they talk to the people around them. A good mood leads to confidence, which can lead to positive action. Outward appearance can affect someone on the inside, too. Ryuki made them so scared earlier, but he's also responsible for the smiles they're all wearing now. Since Ryuki was so honest with them before about what they should look for, it's a lot easier for them to find something nice now. Fashion is certainly a hard concept to master, but I'm sure it's also a lot of fun to try. I just hope it helps them find their soulmate out there in the real world, and I hope Melanie isn't too down on herself now. As I watched people picking up their clothes, I thought about when the best time to check in on her would be. Okay, good. I was like, good God, I didn't think that scene was going to go on so long. Like, I thought about it. Okay, could we just wrap it up? Anyway, so we'll get into a few days later in the next part. So, I mean, I ramble, and that's why it takes so long, but sometimes it's like, and we're still going? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.